everyone, thank you and welcome back to a brand new episode of Coffee with a Bearded Reviewer. And today, folks, is my next episode that is part of the MCU series, which is actually for the TV show on Disney Plus, Loki. So, I just want to say that this is going to be a very different episode, but you'll get to see why. But anyways, let's get started with today's review for the TV show Loki on Disney Plus. So Disney Plus stars Tom Hiddleston as the titular character of Loki, and I just want to tell you right off the bat is that I would consider this one to be the best out of the three series that is part of the MCU in relation to the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and also for WandaVision, because for some reason I just really felt more gripped into this show in comparison to WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. I mean, yeah, I did enjoy WandaVision just for kind of its weirdness, its sense of mystery, but there was also Falcon and Winter Soldier. I still enjoyed it, but I just felt like I felt underwhelmed with that one just because of it felt like I was just watching something that I've already seen before in Captain America #2 and #3. But it just felt very generic in regards to the story, but for some reason, something about this TV show Loki, it got me hooked just from the very first episode, and that is a good sign that this is going to be a good show. And not to mention that this is just a 6-episode series, but each episode is about 45 minutes long. And I just really think that Tom Hiddleston, he just really captivated the character even more than we've ever seen from Thor Ragnarok, from Thor the Dark World, and even from Infinity War, because those movies have not yet happened to this Loki, because this is the Loki that actually took the Tesseract from Endgame, and apparently he was not meant to take the Tesseract because it was supposed to be the Avengers that would take it, and then you would just see the rest of the Earth 616 timeline to continue. But the fact is that Loki stole it, and so he affected the timeline, and so that is why we got this thing that is called the Time Variation Authorities, and they're kind of like time police. That's a better way to put it. It just put a grin on my face, especially just when it came down to the banter that Loki had with Owen Wilson's Mobius, because I think they were just a nice pair in the first 3 episodes, because they did this nice transition where you're seeing this friendship bloom, and then you're just seeing it a blossom, where it's just more these friends who just banter between each other, and they're just colliding ideals against each other. But for some reason it was very fresh, and just not to mention that I think Owen Wilson was just a nice new fresh character in the MCU, because I really hope that Owen Wilson will keep on coming back for future MCU films or TV shows, because I really love his character, and I just really enjoy the mystery that went behind the Time Variant Authority, because you're going okay, these are bureaucrats, and you're going is this some sort of a Wizard of Oz thing? Is that there's a mysterious bad guy that we don't know about? Because it felt that we were just waiting for the curtain to roll up. I mean, a curtain did roll up, and I just loved the mystery side of this whole show, because it just, within each episode at the very end, they just clean you to something that is leading up to the finale. But I just could not stop thinking about what is going to happen in the next week. And so that's just one thing that I really enjoyed a lot about this show, is that they kept me interested, and it just had even though that there was not that much action, but just the banter, the story, the script, all that, for some reason it was so captivating. But I just really love how they just went they stick with the 2012 Loki, which is the evil Loki that we got from the first Avengers. So he has not yet dealt with everything from there and all the way up to Avengers Infinity War. So like, you're going like, so how are they gonna keep things fresh, especially with this character? But oh my gosh, they proved me wrong, especially with Tom Hiddleston. They just did such a good job in just studying on the character of Loki, what makes him tick and what makes him Loki. But I just think that they did a really good job in just conveying his character. But anyways,
what's up, man?
Who are you?
Yes, I'm your variation Tyler Shelton. And I just gotta tell you is that I completely disagree with everything that you just said. No. I just really think that Loki, he did nothing really help out with the story.
Are you for real?
I believe that it really belonged to Sylvie, because she's really the one that really...
Well, anyways, I just have to say is that I really do think that this show is definitely the best out of all of them.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Fudge monkey.
Gotcha.
You got me on that one, okay?
Either way, I just really think that just how they did the whole banter with Mobius and Loki, they just did a nice transition from Mobius then to Sylvie, which is just another variation of Loki, which is female Loki. And I just really just enjoyed how they just kind of like showcase all these different variations of Loki. You got alligator Loki, you got old man Loki, you got kid Loki, and you got like what looks like that might be a worthy to wield Mjolnir Loki. But I just really loved just the creativity that went to the story, that went into the characters. Like, overall, I just really think that this was just a well-developed show. And
what are you gonna do about it, huh?
Now you're just being a complete nuisance. I will do this. I will do it.
No, that will never work. The Infinity Gauntlet only works in its own universe. Because I'm in a different universe where you really can't snap me out of existence.
I know. I'm not that stupid. I will.
You wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, I don't think so. Curse you, Tyler!
Okay, that's better. So where were we again? Oh yes, Loki. So anyways, is that overall, I just really think that this is just a very unique TV show, and I really think that I'm going to remember this one more than WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I am very excited that we're actually getting Kang the Conqueror, and it looks like that he might be like the next level Thanos, because even though that he actually does die at the very end, but you're going like, I'll see you sometime, I'll see you soon, then he winks, and I'm like, ooh, wait a minute. Is there going to be like other variations of Kang the Conqueror? Because like, there's just one thing that is just so interesting about this show is that they just really tackle so much about the whole multiverse and how the flow of time is supposed to work. And I just really love the whole concept that like Sylvie had to like keep on being on the move ever since she was just a little kid after she was taken by the time variation authorities. Like, she had to go to like actual apocalyptic moments in history, either from the past or in the future. But like any apocalyptic moments in history, she had to be there in order that she would not affect the timeline, so that like that way it would not cause a nexus event. And I just really love that concept. This is one of those TV shows that really gets you so gripped into kind of like the details, and you're just going like, oh, that, oh, this, oh, wow. I mean, like, it's just one of those shows that just makes you smile, and it just makes you so excited for what the MCU is gonna have, because we are leading to the multiverse of madness with Doctor Strange, and it's gonna lead up to what I'm really hoping that this is the case, that we are actually gonna get Tobey Maguire as another variation of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and it goes the same thing with Andrew Garfield. So I just really think that this would be a really cool idea that Marvel is gonna have Like, we can now get variations of different characters that we've already known. And overall, I really think that this is just gonna be I really think that this show was the best. And there's really just like small little nitpicks I would have to say about this show. I mean, like, it felt like that I think it was like the third or the fourth episode that felt like it was more kind of like a filler, but I think that filler was used to kind of like showcase us what Sylvie was about. And so I think it was just a nice filler that would just kind of like showcase what would lead to the Nexus event in a apocalypse where Loki actually is kind of like accepting himself. He's, in a weird way, he's kind of in love with himself in a female form. So like, it's just definitely worth the watch. And I just want to have to say is that this show definitely is in at least my top 10 favorite MCU projects. There's just a lot of mystery, there's a lot of adventure, there's a lot of good banter between all the characters, and I just really love the storytelling. And even just seeing a small cameo of Throg, which was actually motion captured by Chris Hemsworth, and I thought that was a nice little touch. But either way, is that I think this was such a really great show, and I would have to give it a good 9.3. So that was my review for the TV show Loki on Disney+. If you have not yet seen it, you should watch it. I really think you would enjoy it very much so. But anyways, thank you so much for watching my video, and hey, I'm autistic, but you know what? Being autistic is not a disability, it's a privilege. And I just want to say, keep drinking coffee a lot, and I will see you guys next time.